There. I'm going to try to do a little ink swatching and sampling with some new stuff that I got from the Birmingham Pen Company today. Uh, got six total new inks, four from the Dart Frog bundle, and then two more bonus ones while I was shopping. Figured I'd get one more. So what I'm going to do is go through the those six inks. I'm going to swatch them all up, do a quick little writing sample with all of them, and hopefully it'll come out okay, and we'll see how they show up on camera. So so first I'll show you which inks that I got. First is the Dart Frog bundle. So there are four from that. There is the Dart Frog itself. Let's see if we can get that to focus. Can't tell if that's focusing. Looks like it is. Dart Frog. So looks like it's blue from their Keystone Formula collection. Then we have the Bee Balm, which we'll check that out as well. Then there is Mockingbird. And finally, there is Blueberry. Guessing that's going to wind up being blue. In addition to that, I also got the Weathered Penny, not part of that bundle. And finally, the Blue Ribbon. So I think I'm going to wind up with, looks like at least three different blues as a result of this, but we'll see how they look. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use these little Atlas Stationers branded wearing goal ink swatches using the little Atlas holding up the earth. It's really cool when you swatch that. Just we'll take a Q-tip, we'll rub that on. Then I'll use a dip pen, which is in a fine nib, um, and write out the name. And then, assuming I haven't gone for like 27 minutes in this video, I'll do a quick little writing sample of each one. So first we'll do the first one in the list, which is the titular frog. And before I do that, let's get a little safer with our desk mat. Put down some paper towel because I'm sure we'll make a mess. We can probably get rid of the Birmingham little postcard they included. Um, Actually, let's keep the Birmingham postcard just to get a little contrast with the swatch. So let's check out the Dart Frog. This is definitely a blue. That one, pretty bright color. The cool thing about these wearing gold swatch cards is if you go within the shape of the earth that Atlas is holding up, then the ink stays in there, and then it kind of you can wipe it away. So it's got a little coating outside of the planet there, so that you can wipe that away later. So this is a pretty bright blue there. Get rid of that Q-tip. Do a little tip here. This is the Birmingham Dart Frog. So we can see how that looks in writing. Dump my ink tip pen in some water. Get that cleared out. So that's the first one in the bundle. We have Dart Frog, move that side. Then we'll go down to the next one they listed, which is the Bee Balm. See what this color is. Looks kind of like a purple, pretty dark. It's a nice a purplish red is maybe like almost a black cherry. A little bit more. So we can see how it does with a second coat. A little darker there. See how that dries out. Where's my pen? There we go. I really like this color. This is gonna be a fun one to write with. I've been really liking the kind of the purplish, you know, blackish, red black kind of colors. You have that dark color. Been one of my kind of go-to colors as I've been writing. Uh, so that one's gonna be a fun one for my preferences these days. Next up, we'll have the Mockingbird. So this is much darker. This is going to be like a gray. Okay. It's not as dark as I thought it was going to be. It is a little light. It's actually quite light as it comes in. Um, but this is a nice gray on the, turns out to be on the lighter side. Put down a little bit more, you get a little darker shade. Um, but that's going to be one that you're really going to have to go on a really nice crisp white paper to get that to show up well. This is Birmingham. This is the Mockingbird. Okay, aside, and all I'm doing is I'm just dipping the pen in some water just to clear it out. It's not clean water anymore because it's been gotten the all the dyes from the other colors, so the dip pen's going to be picking up a little bit of color from each one. And last from the bundle is Blueberry, which I assume, sure enough, is also going to be blue. Probably a darker blue than the Dark Frog is. Yeah, that's definitely more blue black. With the Blueberry, that's pretty nice actually. That's the color that I will also use. Kind of that blue black denim color. You've seen some other brands. Um, so that'll be a fun one for me. I do like the blues and the darker blues with the blue black style. So that'll be one that I will definitely be inking up into a pen. And that is the Birmingham. This is Blueberry. Do really like the way that writes. Okay, cool. Looking forward to that one. Doing all this with a large cup of inky water on the desk and open bottles of ink is a recipe for disaster. So I start being a little more careful as I move things around on camera. Because I also have the camera positioned right above me in front of me, and that is also awkward. All right, so those are the four. Let me actually bring those over. These were the four from the bundle. We had the Dart Frog, the Bee Balm, the Mockingbird. And you can see I got a little bit of mirage with the with my writing of the Mockingbird card. So those are the four from the bundle um, that Birmingham is sending out as um, the Dart Frog bundle. But then I also, as I mentioned, I got a couple more while I was ordering. We'll do the weathered penny. Should be, I think, a copperish color. Yeah, a nice brown, copper brown. I wonder how this compares to like diamine copper. Let's compare those two swatches when I finish this up. Second coat, really dark there, nice. I'll come through again. I'm only ordering inks that I think are I'm going to enjoy using, so that's definitely that color is definitely up my alley. Um, Birmingham Penny. One more to go here. And last but not least, actually, I don't know. Might be least. Who knows? It's blue ribbon. That it's called blue ribbon probably means it's not the least. Let's take a look at that. Another blue. It's a good comparison to the dart frog and the blueberry. So we can see three different blues. Oh, that's very dark. Okay. More of a midnight blue. Very, midnight, very dark royal blue, but not black, blue black. That's probably my favorite of the three blues, at least on swatch, and that is blue ribbon. Birmingham blue ribbons. Okay. All right. So we've got six total swatched up. We are done with the open ink bottle portion, so we'll be a little safer. Okay. So let's take a look at all of them side by side. We can probably get rid of the paper towel now. A little easier time seeing. So there's the Birmingham blue ribbon and the Birmingham weathered penny. Those are the two that are not part of the bundle. Slide those down. And then we've got the four that came with the bundle. So we've got our Dart Frog, Bee Balm, Mockingbird, Blueberry, Weathered Penny, and Blue Ribbon. If we look just take the purple and the gray out, just look at the three blues, so you can see how different those are. Very different colors. Hopefully that's coming through okay with the light. So really bright, vibrant, lighter blue, blueberry more almost got a little purple as it kind of settles in. It's almost I think about Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, or Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. You have violet, you're turning violet, turned into a blueberry. It's kind of what that one is looking like. And then Blue Ribbon, which is kind of a really kind of deep blue. This one's gorgeous. I love that one. And then looking at the other three. So from the bundle, we got Bee Balm, which is turning into kind of a lighter, almost magenta purple. The Mockingbird, which is a nice gray. It's lighter gray. So that might be one that it's a little harder to use in a lot of contexts because it's going to kind of come out pretty light. And then the Weathered Penny, that copper. Love that one. That's coming through. So all of these are looking great. Um, Really happy with these purchases. From Birmingham, they are awesome, awesome inks. These are. Um, I've ordered a few other things. I probably have another five or six that I've gotten from Birmingham already, and I've really enjoyed all of them. I love their naming. Of course, the namings like Dark Frog. How do you know what color that is? No idea. That's why you do the swatching. Um, Leather penny, blueberry, those are a little more not obvious, but ones that we can kind of figure out from context. But I don't know that I would have been able to figure out what color bee balm would have been, or the dart frog. But they've got really cool names. Really enjoy the inks that we get from Birmingham Pen Company out of Western Pennsylvania. They're Pittsburgh. Nice company, good story. The two brothers. So really enjoyed these. I also, when I was making that order, I also got. I'm not going to do anything with that today, but I also got a set of their nibs. So in like a number 6.8 stub, point 6 stub, a broad, a medium, and a fine. So I can play around with some different variations with some other pens. So we'll save those for another video. And That'll do it. Thank you for watching. And if you want to know more about any of these things, I'll leave a link to the Birmingham Pen Company in the notes, as well as the bundle that specifically was one I ordered. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.